Hi everyone, I'm there with Thomas Wood to talk about his short Ali, selected to compete in the 39th edition of Sulmona International Film Festival in the category of international shorts. So we can start with the first question for Thomas. Usually we look at the immigrant and see their story with themes more tragic than your short Ali. Why did you want to bring back such a personal moment for your protagonist?
Um, well, I did quite a lot of research for this short film. I spent a lot of time with like nonprofit organizations, and after spending a lot of time with these young guys who, are clearly in a very difficult situation when they come to Europe, I realized. Also after meeting them, spending a lot of time with them, that they were, just very conflicted, and they felt like they were really in two different worlds. One was, I felt they had exactly the same desires as any young people, in society. They want to make friends. They want to meet people who make connections with them, fall in love, and at the same time they have all these desires like any of us, and then on the other side they have their situation which kind of holds them down, and which and that conflict for me was what I thought was really interesting. On the news you always hear the big stories, and I felt like with this film it was a way to do something a little bit more intimate. I felt like every time I spent time with them, a lot of them were talking to me about, someone they met, someone they kind of liked, someone they maybe fell in love with, but at the same time their situation just kind of like blocks them from, being any young people like us. And I guess with this film that's what I wanted to show. And I had like one specific friend who was an asylum seeker, and he told me that he was at a party with some French people, and he actually had a French girlfriend. But sometimes, he felt like he was present physically, but mentally, sometimes he was a bit disconnected from that world, because he was always reminded of his situation. So yeah, there's a positive side to it, where they are, in my film, it's about someone who, it's not just about all the negative things about being a migrant. It's also about, wanting to meet someone, wanting to meet a girl. But I think it shows both sides. I think it shows that conflict, sort of dual life that they live.
This anecdote you talk about to your friend is like the final scene of your movie, your short movie, Ali. I
Yeah,
feel this sensation.
yeah. Well, it's exactly that actually, because when he told me that he was physically there but mentally not present, I literally took that image and I was like, oh, that's going to be the last image of my film. That's going to be the last image of my film, and I'm going to explain before, how he comes to this. So yeah, it was exactly that actually.
And do you think about a development for a long movie?
I did actually, and I have worked on it. It's a little bit more I mean, it takes more time. I'm still developing it, but I thought a lot about it, and I think the feature film definitely actually goes on the same kind of concept about this duality in which they find themselves. I think it's really about the feature film that I'm kind of working on. It's a lot about, you know, a relationship with a French girl, a migrant who's kind of in love with a French girl, but at the same time who finds himself in a situation that you know, is very difficult. Someone who actually could get his papers refused and all that, and so the stakes are pretty high. Yeah.
I think it's a good idea for a long movie. So, and where did you find your such a tender actor like Mamadou Diallo?
Yeah.
I hope it's the right pronunciation. Yeah.
Well, so while I did a lot of research, I spent a lot of time in working with non-profits who distribute breakfast to refugees, you know, in Paris. It was, you know, really, I started the research. Well, it took like, you know, a year and a half to kind of meet Mamadou. And I met a lot of people along the way and talking to them every time at the food distributions. And then I met some asylum seekers who told me, oh, like, you know, sometimes I do theater with this nonprofit. You should come and meet people, come and see us, you know, do theater. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a good way to meet maybe people who could be interested in acting, you know. And that's where, like, one day I came in the room and there was Mamadou who was there. And it is true that, like, instantly he just had, like, his eyes were, yeah, like you say, like very tender, very in real life he's quite different. He likes to laugh a lot, you know, and he's very happy. Like, he just has like he laughs a lot and then just smiles a lot, but at the same time his eyes are so tender. Yeah, there's something so quite sweet about him, and soft. And so we kind of talked a lot, and we kind of started hanging out, the two of us, and some of his other friends who are also in the movie. Like the guy in the beginning of the film is someone I met also in this nonprofit, and I actually started to, you know, sometimes do table reads. I had my script, and I would sit around a table with some of these guys, and we would, like, I would check with them if what I was writing was real, if, you know, they would, it's a collaboration started. And during this collaboration, I realized that Mamadou was really interested in acting. You know, I also wanted someone who wanted to do it, because it's kind of, you know, making a film is a lot of, you know, it's there's a crew, there's a lot of people, and I wanted to take time to see if Mamadou was the right person, but like face wise and the way he was instantly was perfect for me. He just, you know, when he doesn't talk and you just look at him or put a camera, there's something in his eyes, and that's kind of what I wanted. And so, yeah, he helped me with the writing, meeting more people, spending a lot of time. And at the end, yeah, it was a difficult shoot, but it, you know, he enjoyed it.
He's the right person, the right actor for your short. It's so sweet, and I think the whole short is very sweet. And do you know your Ali is so tender, is so sweet, and in certain way, even sadness. There is a sort of sadness in your work.
Well, because, you know, if you, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they told me their stories, you know, when I spent a lot of time with them, like before coming to France, there's a whole story, you know. There's actually 2 years of traveling, you know, going from, Mamadou's from Guinea, so, you know, he traveled, like, you know, what you hear on the news, he traveled, made his way towards the Mediterranean, and, you know, he was in Libya, saw really, you know, hard things. I think the whole trip was extremely hard, and, you know, across the Mediterranean, like you see on the news, which, you know, feels, you know, even after you know, after so much time spent with him, it just still feels like unreal. but you know, that's what he went through, like a lot of these other guys. And then, you know, he was actually in Italy for a while, and you know, he was around Naples and had a bit of a hard time in Italy, and then, you know, made his way to France. And it took a long time for him. Now he's got, you know, his papers, but it took a long time. And when you hear those stories, it just, you know, if any of us went through this, I feel like there would be like a little something maybe in our eyes, you know. And I think Mamadou has that, you know. He's a guy who's quite joyful in real life and all, and you know, he's you know, he wants to do a lot with his life and all that, but there is something that he went through, and I think it scars maybe people, you know. I think it stays a little bit, and you can see it. Yeah.
Thank you for this interview, and thank you for your ALY, your smart short movie, and we are happy to have you at the 39 Sulmona International Film Festival.
Thank you so much, and I'm very happy to be a part of this festival.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.